Hey there, y'all. We're back at it. Catalina report number 3. This is the 3rd week in a row that we've done this. We're just going to keep the ball rolling. And matter of fact, we got 3 topics today as well. What we're going to start off with is reinvestment. This is a reminder. It is over halfway through the year. It is July. I think it is the 8th today or the 9th. Regardless, it is over halfway through the year, okay? This is your wake-up call. This is your notice that you need to have a game plan come the end of the year, okay? We are halfway through. This is kind of projecting what your overall year is looking like, okay? Whether you're projecting growth for the rest of the year or you're not doing as good as last year, I'd believe you either way. Personally, we're doing good down here in Central Florida. We are hungry. We're getting it done, okay? And I kind of know we're reinvestment what we're doing. I'm in equipment. Not only do we provide service with stump grinding, tree work, stuff like that, but we do equipment services. And when you do equipment services, sometimes the bigger the equipment, the faster you're getting it done, the more efficient you are getting it done. So that's a goal. You got to keep an eye on what you're going to be purchasing come the end of the year, because any profits that your business is showing, you're going to be taxed on. So you might as well, what I found, you might as well reinvest it. So you're not taxed on, you just keep the ball rolling. You're setting yourself up for the next year for an even larger year. That is what has worked for me. If you guys need any advice on what equipment you're running now and where, what's next, let me know. I started my business with a shovel, straight up. So now I own like 9 or 10 pieces of equipment. And nowadays we just buy it outright. We're not financing shit. So that's what we're doing. So secondly, storm season and maintenance. It is halfway through the year once again, and you guys should be maintaining your equipment. If you don't maintain your stuff, trust me, it's going to break down over time. This is normal. Grease your stuff, check your tires, reduce what major catastrophic damage and stuff can happen down the road. This is just a reminder. Again, this is halfway through the year, so I'm doing, it's conscious, it's on my mind what we need to do to keep our stuff running good. If you're a well-oiled business, you're running it like that. You want to make sure you're on top of equipment. And honestly, I want to talk about this too. This is important. Like, I feel like people who don't own a lot of stuff or like not in business don't really realize like not everything's going to be perfect all the time. If your stuff is pristine all the time, you are just OCD or you're not busy enough. Yeah, I said it. Like, if your stuff is just perfect all the time, then you're just not busy enough, because like if you're sending it out every single day and you have overlapping stuff and you're squeezing in what you can, then you know what it's like to be behind. And sometimes you need to check it off that things need to get done. Like, that's not unusual. I feel like if I had 100% time to do so, I would have it pristine, but I don't. We're busy. Like, equipment's running every single day. So there's not ever like a breather to get that in. That's why like a little trick that I do, if we make good time on a job, say we're done at like 2 o'clock or 1:30, we finished a big job. I was thinking it was going to get done 5 or 6 o'clock, but we'd get it done early. I'll send my guys back to the shop to like do those little things. Like, you squeeze it in, but to say, hey, we have 4 days of maintenance, like, I don't know what you're doing. We're running numbers. We ain't got time like that to just set aside. So incrementally, I think it's important, so this is your reminder. Third topic, this is the most important of the day in my opinion, is customers who stay away from. Time wasters. People who are just price shopping for the lowest number. They don't care what service you're going to offer, what you're going to do, no matter how difficult, how big it is, or your expense. They're just shopping for the lowest number. And the reason I even thought about this is I ran a quote the other day, like Wednesday or something. And this guy just sounded difficult over the phone. And I was like, hey, you're next on my list anyways. I'm coming right over. I was there within like 15 minutes. And I go over there and he's wanting a quote for just some tedious work. I'm not going to like name it all, make it too specific. But I just knew this guy was going to be a problem. I knew this, it was so small, so particular, the way he wanted these little things done. I said, man, I know this guy is going to be a problem. And before I could even give him the number, he's ragging on his last guys who he probably asked to do this unfundamental service for probably super damn cheap. And he was already complaining about that. You could tell I'm the new guy that he wants to bring in here, and you know he's going to be complaining at the end of the job. Like, I knew that this was going to happen. I'm telling you, this is small. I'm not going to tell you my minimum, but it's probably a lot more than what people would think. Like, we don't even drive by and wave to you for less than a certain amount. But I'm going to tell you, this is well beneath my minimum. And even the top number is, but I'm going to tell you, this was probably a $350 job. I knew this guy was going to be a nightmare, and I didn't want the job. And I said $750, which is well beneath our minimum. I own a lot of stuff, trucks, trailers. If you don't have a minimum for your job, for your business, you're slacking. You need one. Okay, this is your wake-up call. Again, this is your reminder. But I told him $750, and immediately it was like a quick no, wash our hands, whatever. And I left on to the next quote, which the rest of the day was several $1,000 quotes. That's what we do. That's what we look for. But you need to keep an eye out for time wasters. People are going to waste your time, or jobs that are not profitable. If it ain't profitable, why are you going to do it? Why are you going to compete when you know somebody else got 4 or 5 quotes and they just want the best number? I will tell people right away, my customers duly so, that I am not the cheapest number. I'm a fair market value price. I am not gonna bid high, I'm not gonna bid low. I'm gonna give you a fair number every time. That's what I offer. Whether it's higher than your other guys or whether it's less than the other guys, I have a fair price every time. And it's a very successful strategy, and I've put out thousands of estimates, and that's why I know fair market value prices, because I've put out so many and I've landed so many, so I know what certain jobs are worth. But I want to encourage all my other service providers, be aware for time wasters, man. They are out there. You need to realize them over the phone. You need to take notes when you take the phone call initially. You need to take notes when you are there for the quote. You're going to lose money down the road, and if you don't lose money, you're not going to make any. I went years and years kind of just getting any job that I could. I started my business from nothing, so I wanted every job that I could, but that does not mean every single job made me money. Now, I might not have lost money, but it wasn't profitable down the road. Stretching out big jobs, trying to be the lowest number, and it runs a day or two over, and you lost all your profit or what you thought you were going to make if you finished it in a certain amount of time. You need to be aware of that. We also need to hold ourselves accountable in the industry, not to tolerate disrespect. We're not going to do that. This portrays back to last week. If you didn't see last week's Catalina report, you might want to go check it out. Just type in Catalina report number 2. That's what I did last week, where I lost $4,000 on a property, but lesson learned. I'm charging that to the game, and we washed our hands with that one. Major week, and then we have a major night. We have tons of work. I'm not even sweating it. I walked away from that job, and I'm good with it. I'm not even sweating it. So, but anyways, I'm gonna wrap it up right there, guys. Hey, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. I'm gonna do this every single week, and throughout the week as well. I put up machinery videos, little snippets, things like that. I don't ever show way too much, but sometimes I even put on whole jobs where I break it down, demo jobs, tree jobs, grinding jobs. I'm gonna put it all up there. If you haven't already, find me on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Find me on everything. I'm not hard to find. Type in my name, Alex Catalina. And again, I'm down here in Melbourne, Florida. We're in Central Florida. We're an hour from Orlando if you ain't from Florida. So anyways, y'all be blessed out there. Catalina report number 3. Hit the subscribe button. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Y'all be safe out there. Y'all be blessed, and go make some money, y'all.